I was wrong, folks. I was wrong. You all want to hear that, don't you? Every week I'm up here. I said this, I said that. Well, guess what, folks? I was wrong. Not as many homes got listed for sale last week as I thought, but it was still a lot. And we are still undoubtedly on the increase by all metrics, okay? If I take a look and I jump in right now for a weekly market update and I show you 2,623 homes were listed for sale last week in the state of Massachusetts in MLS PIN, which is the majority of the homes that were listed for sale. That's where our data comes from. You all know you can get this data by punching in marealestateupdates.com right up top. Nice to be here with you all. I'm Anthony Lamacchia, broker owner of Lamacchia Realty, and I'm going to give you a weekly market update for Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and then we're going to talk about want-to-be sellers. Sellers who would love to sell, but they're scared and they're holding off because they're worried about where they're going to go. And I'm going to talk about some of those challenges that sellers face, how many of you don't need to be as concerned as you are, how many of you need to understand that there's a better way of going about it than simply saying, well, I'm going to just wait until I see what I want or find what I want. Well, you might be waiting years, okay? You need to open up to a realtor a little bit, talk to them about it, and I'm going to go over that with you as well. So let's get started. 2,623 homes listed last week, as you can see. So we are officially back over the weekly listing level that we were pre-COVID-19. I had said we'd be over 3,000. I was wrong. I'm going to say it this time. I'm going to make a prediction. This is a double or nothing prediction. I'm going to say this week here that we're in, we will see double the amount. Well, not double. We will see over 3,000 homes listed. If we don't, well, then guess I'll say I was wrong again, but I don't think I will be because we're seeing a consistent increase. And the further and further we get away from that May 18th date, the more and more people are like, all right, just list my home. So glad to see that we're consistently increasing here. Now I get down to showings. Showing activity still very, very strong compared to the first week of the year average. We're substantially over where we were in 2019 at this time. Why is that? That is obviously because of pent-up buyer demand that is so strong right now. And that's why it's so much higher than it was last year at this time. Then I move down and I get into a snapshot of the amount of homes for sale every Saturday back to the beginning of the year. And if you look here, 11,938. Just so you know, I think that gets pulled at midnight because we pulled the report today and it pulls from the last minute of that day. That is a little deceiving. We've actually been just over 12,000 just about every single day in the middle of the day around noontime since last Monday. So, there was a time, you can see it here, right in this data, there was a time that we were at 10,000, high 10,000s. I'm going to actually make this even easier for you all to see. We were all at 10,000, and then we couldn't get out of it and get into the 11s. Then we get into the 11s. Now we're going into the 12s. Next week, this will be over 12,000. I'm sure of it. Then you look at pendings. Pendings are way up. Biggest week we've had all year. 2,540 homes went under contract last week. 2,540 sellers accepted a contract on their home. That's the highest amount, the highest single week all year long. The trend continues. We are completely recovering out of the obvious valley during COVID. Then you look at homes sold. First week of the month is usually a hangover from the last week, the month before. There's no denying that homes sold are down, obviously because of lack of activity last year. So if you look at the amount of homes sold per week. We're trending lower. Now notice how we were above, we were similar. There's a lag on homes sold. And now you can see we're just falling under, well, more than just falling under, we're a good amount under where we were last year at this time. So remember what I told you. Come the end of June, you're going to hear all kinds of media. Home sales down 40%. It's going to be crazy, okay? But you got to be prepared for it because here we are and I'm telling you it's going to happen because it's obvious as could be. Remember, most of the data that I'm talking to you about, I can very accurately predict because I look at the data before it. When I predict homes listed, there's no data before that. That's the beginning of the process. Homes get listed, there's showings, homes go pending. When they're done pending, they go sold. And that's what I'm showing you. Now I'm going to show you the percentage of homes pending per week. Now, this is the one that I told you is going to continue to go up, but it's not going to go up like, I didn't necessarily say will continue to go up, but it's not going to go up to 30, 40%. Only so many homes per week can go up. But look at this, 21%. I have news for you all. That's the highest I've ever seen it ever. 21.2% of the homes that are for sale, okay, went under agreement last week. That is a very strong number. Now you look at, we already showed you this one last week. It's no different. Average sale prices holding strong. When we get and we see the May data in 2 weeks, it'll be somewhere just under 500. Now we get down to the numbers. Now check this out. Pretty telling data here. Homes listed in March, down 10%. Now look at April, down 51%. Now look at May, down 33%. Look at June, only down 16%. Month to date, we're at the 8th day of the month, okay? It's recovering. Now if I do the same thing with pendings, down 10% in March, then down 48% in April, 22% in May, 3% in June. It's easing up, my friends. But solds is getting worse. Or I shouldn't say getting worse. So far this month is worse. Last month was the worst. I will tell you that I expect this month to probably be as bad as May, or maybe not quite as bad. Why is that? Because it takes time for home sold data to flow through. Now I'm going to take you to take a peek at New Hampshire. It's obvious what's going on in Mass. We're consistently recovering each and every week. That's a good thing. That's good news, right? Now I'm going to jump to New Hampshire. Homes listed last week, 697, the most all year. Showing activity very strong, substantially higher than last year at the same time, and we are in a busy time of year. Homes pending, 706 homes went pending last week. But think about this. 697 were listed, okay? 706 pending. More homes sold than got listed. What does that do to inventory? It decreases it. So the Pac-Man effect is in overdrive in New Hampshire right now. Then you look here, homes sold, same thing. We're trending lower, and then we're going to make up for it later. I don't know if we'll totally make up for it, but it'll overcompensate later. Now look at these average homes sale prices. Get into 2020, look, we're higher than all of these years. So it's happening. The whole thing is happening. The market is unquestionably, undeniably coming back. And this data here for New Hampshire is very impressive. 706 homes pending last week, 697 homes listed. Their inventory problem is going to get worse, okay? Going to get worse.